What do you... After Whiterun is retaken, Ulfric will pay in blood for his insolence. If the gods are merciful, they've found a safe place to hide in the city. I hope Vignar doesn't find them. He'll ask a king's ransom, I'm sure. Next time, deal with Avenicia. You should be talking to my steward.
What steward? You're literally no one now.
Mutual advantage. Any fool can see. For centuries, we have benefited from the Empire's protection and the prosperous trade in the south.
We must succeed.
Got a city.
What are we waiting for?
Do I know these people? Oh, they're the Blades! Oh, yeah. Sweet. Wait, how did I not get your sword?
Arngeir, is it? You know why we're here. Are you going to let us in or not?
You are not invited here. You are not welcome here.
Why are the Blades here if they're not invited?
We have as much right to be at this council as all of you.
Oh,
More,
really?
actually, since we were the ones that put the Dragonborn on this path.
Were you? The hubris of the Blades truly knows no bounds.
Delphine, we're not here to rehearse old grudges. The matter at hand is urgent. Alduin must be stopped. You wouldn't have called this council if you didn't agree. We know a great deal about the situation and the threat that Alduin poses to us all. You need us here if you want this council to succeed.
Very well. You may enter. So, you've done it. Men of violence are gathered here, in these halls whose very stones are dedicated to peace. I should not have agreed to host this council. The Greybeards have no business involving ourselves in such matters. Peace? I doubt it. They may put their weapons down for a moment, but only to gather strength for the next bloodletting. They are not yet tired of war. Far from it. You know the ancient Nord word for war? Season unending. So it has proved. But regrets are pointless.
Season unending?
Take your seat at the council table, and let us see what wisdom we can find among these warriors of Skyrim.
That doesn't seem to make any sense.
Take your seat, and we can begin. Take your seat, and we can begin. We all wait upon you, Dragonborn. Why delay? Please, now that everyone is here, please take your seats so we can begin. I hope that we have all come here in the spirit
You
of...
insult us by bringing her to this negotiation?
Who?
Your chief Talos hunter?
That didn't take long.
Hear, hear.
I have every right to be at this negotiation. I need to ensure that nothing is agreed to here that violates the terms of the White Gold Concordat.
She's part of the Imperial delegation. You can't dictate who I bring to this council.
Please, if we have to negotiate the terms of the negotiation, we will never get anywhere. Perhaps this would be a good time to get the Dragonborn's input on this matter.
Well, F her.
By Ysmir's beard. The nerve of those Imperial bastards, eh? To think that we would sit down with that. Thalmor bitch. I say she walks, or we walk.
The Thalmor have no business here.
I'm glad we agree on this.
Very well, Ulfric. Enjoy your petty victory. The Thalmor will treat with whatever government rules Skyrim. We would not think of interfering in your civil war.
Ha! Skyrim will never bow to the Thalmor. Unlike your Imperial friends here.
You're lucky I respect the Greybeard's counsel, Galmar.
Legate, we represent the Emperor here.
Sorry, sir. It won't happen again.
Now that that's settled, may we proceed?
One moment. Here we go. I just want to make clear that the only reason I agreed to attend this council was to deal with the Dragon Menace. I have no authority to negotiate a permanent settlement, unless Ulfric is ready to sue for peace and turn himself over to Imperial justice.
Master Arngir,
We're
are
here
you going
to
to just
arrange a
let him
temporary
continue
truce to allow the Dragonborn here to deal with the dragons. Nothing more. We consider even sitting down to talk with these rebels more than generous.
Enough posturing, Tullius. If you came to talk, let's get on with it.
Fine. Let's get this over with.
Are we ready to proceed?
Yes?
General Tullius, Jarl Ulfric, this council is unprecedented. We are gathered here at the Dragonborn's request. I ask that you all respect the spirit of High Hrothgar, and do your best to begin the process of achieving a lasting peace in Skyrim. Who would like to open the negotiations?
Our terms are simple. Riften must be returned to Imperial control.
Oof.
That's our price for agreeing
That's
to
a little high.
Elisif, are you really going to be a party to this foolishness? Do you really think Ulfric will just turn Riften over because some Imperial general barked an order?
That's quite an opening demand, Tullius.
Ulfric, you can't be taking this demand seriously. We can hold Riften against anything the Empire can throw at it. Besides, Jarl Layla will never agree to...
Whatever I decide is in the best interests of Skyrim. Are we clear?
Yes, my lord.
Come on, Tullius. You can't seriously expect us to just hand over Riften at the negotiating table. You haven't been able to take it back yet. Why should we give it up now?
I am sure General Tullius does not expect something for nothing.
Of course not. What will you offer for Riften, Tullius? Some empty promises? Maybe some more Imperial bluster?
Enough, Galmar.
Jarl Ulfric, what would you want in return?
For Riften?
First, let me be clear. The Sons of Skyrim know from bitter experience that talking to the Empire is a waste of time. Or worse, Imperial promises are simply a way to lull you while they prepare a dagger for your back.
Aye. We haven't forgotten Markarth, Tullius.
But I accept the Dragonborn's invitation to this council, and I at least will negotiate in good faith. The council was your idea, huh? So tell us, what do you think Riften is worth?
What? It really holds nothing Riften is worth trading for.
Just what I was thinking. You've heard the man, Tullius. Riften is off the table. The Empire barely has a toehold left in Skyrim. We don't need to pay such a high price for this truce.
You disappoint me, Dragonborn.
Well, you
I
got
accepted
nothing.
Your invitation to this council, despite your known association with the rebels. But it
You
seems
seriously
have no
got
intention
nothing.
of dealing fairly with me. I can see now that this is not a negotiation at all. I know you, Ulfric. You have no intention of coming to terms. You're here to blacken the Empire's name, and I won't be party to it. You may think this war is nearly won. You're wrong. I've been fighting you with a mere handful of troops. Once the Emperor is convinced of the need, then you will see the full strength of the Imperial Legion. Soon enough, I'll have you back under the headsman's axe, and this time there won't be any dragon to save you.
As always, the Empire's fine words are worth nothing.
Stop! Are you so blind to our danger that you can't see past your petty disagreements? Here you sit arguing about nothing, while the fate of the land hangs in the balance.
Is he with you, Delphine? If so, I advise you to tell him to watch his tongue.
He is with me. And I advise you both to listen to what he has to say before you do anything rash.
Don't you understand the danger? Don't you understand what the return of the dragons means? Alduin has returned, the World Eater. Even now he devours the souls of your fallen comrades. He grows more powerful with every soldier slain in your pointless war. Can you not put aside your hatred for even one moment in the face of this mortal danger?
I don't know about the end of the world, but this dragon situation has gotten out of hand. If this truce will help the Dragonborn here put an end to that menace, we both gain. Remember that, Ulfric. Now, back to the matter at hand. If we're not going to get Riften, we need you to give us something.
You see what talking to them gets us?
Let's hear it.
We want compensation for the massacre at Karthwasten.
You slaughtered the very people you claim to be fighting for. True sons of Skyrim would never do such things.
Damned Imperial lies. My men would never stoop to such methods, even in retaliation for your butchery at...
Tullius. All the blood spilled in this war is on your head.
So, Dragonborn, what do you say?
I'd be fine with compensating you. I can't... Seriously. I can't keep siding. It is unfair for me to keep siding for my side.
Well said. You may be fighting on the wrong side in this war. For once, you'll actually pay for your crimes. You know I can't agree to these terms. The Emperor would repudiate this treaty, and I would be recalled.
Shore's bones. Where will these demands end?
I'm listening.
We want Kralder removed as Jarl of Winterhold, and an Imperial candidate put in his place.
Why would I give you that if I wouldn't give you Riften?
I'm willing to let the Dragonborn decide the fairness of my request.
It is only
You've been
Winterhold.
even-handed so far. What do you say to our demand?
It is only Winterhold. Winterhold is literally a single road. Winterhold is literally a single road. I'm sorry, Ulfric.
I'm impressed at your even-handed treatment. Thank you. Don't hand me a mug of sheep's piss and call it Colovian brandy. These terms are still not acceptable.
Out with it then.
Too much.
Never mind. I can see that these are the best terms we'll get from this
Yes,
council.
yes it is.
So be it. The Empire at least puts the greater good above our own interests.
It seems we may have an agreement. Jarl Ulfric, General Tullius, these are the terms currently on the table. Riften remains allied to the Stormcloak cause, under the authority of Jarl Layla Lawgiver. The Stormcloaks will pay appropriate compensation for the massacre at Carthwayston. Winterhold will be turned over to the Empire, although the college itself will retain its traditional neutrality. You both agree to this?
The Sons of Skyrim will live up to their agreements, as long as the Imperials hold to theirs. What about you, Elisif? Are these terms to your liking? Speak up! I'm sure General Tullius is waiting to do your bidding.
I have nothing to say to that murderer. General, you've proven yourself a good friend to Skyrim. I continue to trust that you will do your utmost to safeguard our interests.
Thank you, Jarl Elisif. I appreciate your loyalty. These terms blatantly favor the rebels. Everyone here knows that. But the Empire will accept them until the Dragon Menace is dealt with. After that, Ulfric, there will be a reckoning.
I gave you too much.
You disappointed me. You gave too much away.
Yes!
More than was necessary to secure this truce. Very honorable, I'm sure. But you should not put your own honor above the freedom of Skyrim.
Don't listen to him. Ulfric's been telling lies about himself for so long, he's actually starting to believe them.
No, I did give you too much.
We have a lot of work to do.
I admit, I really didn't expect these talks to succeed. Getting the Empire to agree to anything at all is quite an achievement.
Jarl Vignar, I assume you are familiar with the Dragonborn's plan?
Yes, I'm ready to do my part. Just say the word, and my men will help you spring this trap.
But the difficulty remains how to lure a dragon to Dragon's Reach at all.
By Talos, that's an excellent question. I hope you haven't forgotten that little detail.
Ah, I believe I can be of help here. I anticipated the problem. While you were arranging this meeting, I was busy in the library of Skyhaven Temp, an unguessed trove of lost lore. But the important thing is that the Blades recorded many of the names of dragons they slew. Cross-referencing this with Delphine's map of dragon burial sites, I believe I've identified one of the dragons that Alduin has raised up. Ah, don't you see? The names of dragons are always 3 words of power, shouts. By calling the dragon with a voice, he will hear you wherever he might be. He's not compelled to, but dragons are prideful by nature and loath to refuse a challenge. Your voice in particular is likely to intrigue this dragon after your victory over Alduin. I think it's very likely that he will be unable to resist investigating your call.
Okay.
Ah, indeed. I'm no master of the voice, like these worthy gentlemen, but it is written here in this scroll. Oda Ving, winged snow hunter, as I read it.
There's one more thing. We know about Parthenax.
Yes?
There's one more thing. We know about Parthenax.
Yes.
That's fine. We needed his help. Now we don't. And it's long past time for him to pay for his crimes. And he's not just any dragon. He was the right hand of Alduin. He committed atrocities so infamous they are still remembered thousands of years later. He needs to die. He deserves to die. And it falls to you to kill him. Until he's dead. Well, I'm sorry, but we would dishonor our oaths as blades if we continue to help you. If they had their way, you do nothing but sit up on their mountain with them and talk to the sky or whatever it is they do. The Greybeards are so afraid of power that they won't use it. Think about it. Have they tried to stop the Civil War or done anything about Alduin? No. And they're afraid of you, of your power. Trust me, there is no need to be afraid. Think of Tiber Septim. Do you think he'd have founded the Empire if he'd listened to the Greybeards?
I don't want to kill
Make your
Parthenax.
choice, Dragonborn. You're either with us or against us. Here's the big picture. He helped Alduin enslave our ancestors. He may have betrayed Alduin in the end, but that makes him worse, not better.
What?
We can't afford to give Parthenax the opportunity to betray us in turn and return to his old master. The Blades have always guarded and guided. Now our purpose is clear. I'm all that's left of the Blades, and you're the Dragonborn. Together, we're going to stop these dragons if we have to put every last one of them back in the ground.
I fear this truce will not last. You gave the Empire too much. Ulfric, we have felt the whisper of a word. Now you see why I've warned you against them. Bloodthirsty barbarians. Yes, but understand, during the days of Alduin's rule, all dragons were his allies. There was nothing else they could be. If not for Parthenax, Alduin could not have been overthrown. It was he that first taught men to use the Thu'um. Ah, you're learning, Dragonborn. Doing nothing can be the wisest choice, although strangely often the most difficult. I trust that you will make the right choice in the end. Listen to the voice that Kynareth has placed within you, and your path will be clear. Sky above, voice within.
I don't want to kill Parthenax. He literally is the only reason why people are free. Sure, at one point, when dragons were always ruling over everyone, and there was never anything different, he was doing what all dragons were doing. But then he realized, hey, maybe that's bad. And he went against orders. He created the possibility for people to not be prepared trap. For people to not be slaves of the dragons. Or actually, maybe even cattle. Because they ate them. It was basically cattle.
Wait, I know you.
The Greybeards have arranged a truce between the Stormcloaks and Imperials. How long can such a thing last?
They were saying it at the same time. And another dragon. Are you serious?
I need to ask you to... Good. Glad we straightened that out.
Ghost is responsible for the cemetery.
Really?
War is not new to Falkreath. You have only to stand... Dengeir, thank you. It's a collection of regrets that I try not to forget. Here, I promised you this. Life is far too short, my friend. Don't waste it.
Okay, I've helped 3 of 3 people.
Sure bones. Handsome man in Falkreath. A strong drink will chase off that chill in the air. I've half a mind to ask if you'll take me on one of your adventures, but I can't just leave Volga on her own.
Hey, I've helped 3 people.
You're not as dumb as you look. Then by my right as Jarl, I name you Thane of Falkreath. Congratulations. I grant you a personal housecarl, and this weapon from my armory to serve as your badge of office. I'll also notify my guards of your new title. Wouldn't want them to think you're part of the common rabble now. Well, for one thing, I won't empty Falkreath's coffers to buy myself fine clothes and expensive mead.
What are you wearing?
Another, I won't get mixed up with criminals and other sorts who take advantage of the honest folk for profit. I might be old, but I haven't forgotten that a Jarl's first duty is to look after his people.
Okay.
I need to say, the Empire has ears all over this town.
Wait, I know you.
No, you don't. Ooh, it's a glass blade. Probably the main reason why I agreed to give up Winterhold was because I hate the Winterhold family. They're just terrible.
Careful. The Jarl has appointed me to be your housecarl. It's an honor to serve you. What do you
Okay.
need, my Thane?
Nothing.
All right, then.
Let's go ahead and check out the new... the new Jarl of Winterhold. And then we should get out of here. It is rather late.
lost. Azura's wisdom to you, friend. My job is...
The Jarl has put out a bounty on the dragon that's been terrorizing the countryside. Here, take a look at this decree for details.
Really? There you are.
May the gods watch over your battles, friend. Hey, keep your hands to your... With the Empire's help, Winterhold will be back on its feet in no time. There is room in my court for a new Thane. It's an honorary title, mainly, but there are a few perks someone like you could make use of. However, I could only grant the title to someone who is known throughout my hold. You help my people, and I'll make you my Thane. Good luck to you. Then by my right as Jarl, I name you Thane of Winterhold. I grant you this weapon from the armory to serve as your badge of office. I'll also notify the guards of your new title. Wouldn't want them to think you're part of the common rabble now. There's yet hope that our relationship with the college can be repaired. I'm afraid the Winterhold you see before you is somewhat underwhelming. I can assure you, though, that it was quite something in its prime. An early capital of Skyrim, you know. Sadly, the Oblivion Crisis took its toll on Winterhold, in more ways than one. Then, the Great Collapse swallowed most of our beloved city. Just about 80 years ago, there was a terrible disaster. The cliffs overlooking the Sea of Ghosts collapsed, taking most of Winterhold with them. In the middle of it all, the college was practically untouched. Many of the survivors were suspicious. Some believed the mages were behind the whole thing, and others felt they could have at least prevented it. Archmage Aaron assures me that his people had nothing to do with it, and I believe him. But Winterhold never recovered. You may have noticed the college just to the north there. Very prestigious place. Mages from all over Tamriel traveled here to seek knowledge. After the Oblivion Crisis was over, many felt that magic users were to blame. Elves, to be specific. It created a great deal of tension. A good many dark elves were driven from the city, and people became uncomfortable with the presence of the college. Until next time.
Well, I like this guy.
With the Empire's help, Winterhold will be back on its feet in no time.
I'm just the housecarl. If you need something, you should speak to Kraldar.
Okay.
Don't set anything on fire.
Yeah, so I like this new guy. Way nicer than the last one. Oh. The Blade of Winterhold is gorgeous. Look at that. So yeah, that'll be it for today, phone fans. I recorded for quite a while. A little more than I wanted to, but yeah. As discussed, next Friday I will go ahead and try a little bit of Subnautica. I mentioned this before, but yeah. Now, it'll likely, for those of you joining us through YouTube, it'll likely be that those episodes are already up. And yeah. What it is weighing me down? Is it all of these soul gems? Because there's a lot of them.
All hail the Dragonborn.
Really?
In the ancient tongue, you are Dovahkiin, Dragonborn. I used to be an adventurer like you. Then I took an arrow in the knee.
I forgot how nice these guys are.
Dull old blade can barely cut butter.
So... Are they over at Kraldar's house? The old Jarl and family?
Been too long since you've had a good match.
Did they just leave? I am curious as to what happened to them. So yes, I am off to bed. I gotta work in the morning. Bye, Fel fans. Kill Parthenax. Look at this, look at this. Delphine and Esbern refuse to give me any more help until I kill Parthenax. What help? These guys suck. They're nothing.